Hello, everybody. Welcome. So, my name is Argentina, and today I'm going to be leading you through, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways in which breathwork can assist you off the mat. So, off the mat basically means not at the yoga studio, not when you're doing yoga, but in day to day situations. So, for example, if you are at your job, at school, in the middle of an argument, giving a presentation, all of those things that really make up the yoga practice and all of those different situations that make up how we live our lives. Okay. So before we go any further, this is a yoga class, this is a workshop. So let's go ahead and come together and just close our eyes if you can, wherever you might be. Just close your eyes and allow your awareness to come inside just for a bit. Don't be here for too long. So, bringing your awareness inside basically means everything that you're listening to, everything that you're feeling, you're just witnessing from the inside. And then you can go ahead and shift your awareness into your breathing. So, very effortlessly, bring your awareness to your inhales and your exhales. And then, if you can bring up the question, what brought you to this workshop? Yeah, what would you like to get out of this workshop? What made you click the button? What made you click play to come and show up? And you can just let the answer just come up on its own. And then you can take your hands together at your heart and just take a nice deep breath in and exhale, deep breath out. We'll do one more like that. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're ready to start. So, just to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Argentina. I am a yoga and meditation instructor based out of New York City. I am also the co creator of Beyond the Studio. I'm sure you've seen that phrase written somewhere in some of those emails. But the purpose of Beyond the Studio is basically for you guys to learn the parts of the yoga practice that are not necessarily being taught at the yoga studio. So things like breathwork, pranayama, meditation, philosophy, all of those things that make up the practice of yoga. And yes, you might get a little meditation here, you might get a little bit of breath work there, you might get a little bit of philosophy thrown here and there, depending on who's teaching the class. But you don't necessarily get to know why, right? Why meditation? Why breath work? Why this pose? Why not that pose? Do I need breath work? What breath work should I do today versus tomorrow? All of those things that really allow you to own the practice. Yeah. So it really, knowing the practice of yoga as a whole allows you to make the practice your own. Yeah, because yoga is a very individual practice. What works for somebody doesn't necessarily work for me. And so, really knowing these parts of the practice, it's very empowering for us individually. Yeah. So, I took some notes because I need to stay on topic. Yeah. Um, so, in addition to that, something that we also want to teach you in Beyond the Studio is how to bring those different parts of the yoga practice into your daily life. Okay. Because it's not just about going to yoga, going home and calling it a day, but really how to bring these principles into your daily life. And so today you're going to get a little bit of a glimpse of how that will look like with breathwork. Okay. So a few things that you want to know about breathwork is number one, breathwork, also known as pranayama in Sanskrit, is the practice of consciously controlling the way that we breathe. Okay, so we can consciously lengthen the inhales and lengthen the exhales by consciously using certain muscles of the body. We can consciously retain the breath. We can also observe our breath. So, those are some of the ways that we can practice breath work. Number two is that the breath is one of the most important tools that you can ever learn, not just in your yoga practice, but in daily life. And one of the reasons why breath work is so powerful, such a powerful healing tool, is that the breath is very closely related to how we feel every single day. Okay. And the reason for that connection is that the breath, the mind, and the body are all connected. Yeah, they're always in sync with each other. And so, if our minds are all scattered, if our minds are stressed, if our minds are disturbed, it shows up on how we breathe. It shows up in our bodies. Yeah, we tense up. It shows up in our body language. We maybe curl up into a little ball, or maybe we extend our chest, depending on what it is that we are feeling. And so it also goes the other way around, right? If the breath is calm, then all of these other things are also calm. So just learning how to uh, own our breath, learning how to manage our breath is powerful, because if we can learn how to balance the breath, we can also learn how to balance the mind and the body, because they all work together. Um, and the third thing about the breath that you should know is that it is one of the 8 parts of the yoga practice. So the 8 parts is also known as the 8 limbs of yoga. One way that I like to describe the 8 limbs of yoga is that it's like a recipe. So it's a recipe with 8 ingredients, and that recipe gives you the practice, gives you the experience of yoga, which is, that union, the combination of mind, body, and soul. Yeah. So adding those 8 little things to your practice and to your daily life can help you experience the practice of yoga. Yeah. Isn't that powerful? And if you're not familiar with the 8 limbs of yoga, I'm going to share a tiny bit towards the end. So make sure you stay till the end. Yeah, so those are the 3 things you want to know about breath work. Okay, so 3 ways in which breath work can assist you in daily life. So, for the purpose of this workshop, I am going to just stick to one breathing technique, and that is simple breath awareness. So, simple breath awareness is just like it sounds. Yeah, it is the practice of bringing our awareness into the present moment. Um, Simple breath awareness is probably the simplest form of meditation, simplest form of breath work, and simplest form of mindfulness. However, however, it is not necessarily the easiest. Simple, easy are very different things. It if I had to guess, it's probably one of the hardest ones. And the reason for that is simple breath awareness requires that we let go of control. It requires that we be present with whatever is happening with our lives at any given moment. So it is not necessarily the easiest. It can be, as we all know, letting go of control can be super, super hard to do. But with practice, simple breath awareness is a powerful, powerful tool because it brings us into the present moment. Yeah, and yes, it is a form of breath work. Yeah, you're controlling the breath, although you're not necessarily doing anything, but that's how you're controlling the breath. Yeah, not doing anything about it. Um, and what was I going to say? Yes, so um, way number one that simple breath awareness can help you in your life is that if you are in some kind of a sticky situation, maybe you're running late for work and you're running out of breath, maybe you're panicking for whatever reason, maybe you're in the middle of an argument, maybe you're very stressed, maybe you're what else? Um, you have shortness of breath because you just run 5 flights of stairs. Those things. The first thing that you think you might want to do is take deep breaths, right? That's our first instinct. Oh, everybody's like, oh, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. But bringing your awareness into your breath in those types of situations is very powerful because you're, like I said, you're bringing your awareness into the present moment. And when you do that, all of those other things that are causing all of the stress, all of the things that are causing our breath to be out of balance, sort of fade away. Yeah. And you come into this space of present moment awareness. So, in those situations, you bring your awareness into your breathing and really resist the urge of changing it so all you're doing is observing yourself. If you are if your breathing is very fast, if your breathing is very short, you are just being with it, being present with your breathing, however it is at that moment. Yeah. So it takes practice. It's not always so easy, but with practice, it is super, super powerful. Way number two that breath work, simple breath awareness can assist you in your day to day life is because the breath, the mind, and the body are connected. If you take 1 to 5 minutes of your day every day, whether that's in the morning or during work, you can learn a lot about how you are feeling on any given day, because how I feel today may be very different from how I felt yesterday. And so doing that every single day, just closing your eyes and being in tune with how you are breathing, um, gives you a reminder of how you are feeling. So just taking a moment to just check in with your breath. Yeah, I actually do that in all of my classes. Yeah, during yoga classes, I always, always, always at the beginning and middle of the class, I always ask my students to check in with their breathing, yeah, to see how they're doing. So we can do that in our lives. Check in with your breath, and it's going to tell you, it's going to give you a lot of information, whether you have to slow down, yeah, whether you have to turn it up a little bit more, yeah, it's going to give you a lot of information. So listen, go to your breathing every day. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah. Just really taking the time to be present with how you're breathing. Okay. Number three is whenever you are trying to learn meditation, as we all know, can be overwhelming for a lot of people. Yeah. So learning how to observe your breath can be your your one-stop shop. Yeah. If you take 1 minute, again, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes to observe your breath, that's your meditation. Yeah. So keeping it simple, you don't have to learn these all of these advanced practices, all of these fancy long meditations. Yes, they're very helpful as well, but in order to keep you in the practice, you want to keep it simple. You want to keep yourself away from the overwhelm of learning meditation. So observing your breath for a minute is your breathing practice, is your meditation practice, is your mindfulness practice, learning how to actively concentrate, all of those things. Yeah. So simple breath awareness helps you learn meditation and practice meditation without the overwhelm. Yeah. And you can do it anywhere. Yeah. You can do it anywhere you are, wherever it makes sense. Yeah. So you don't have to do all these fancy things, finding a seat, and all of those things. Yeah. So there you have it. Three different ways in which breathwork can assist you. Simple breath awareness can assist you in your day-to-day life. And I'm actually going to lead you through a very short practice on how you can listen to your breathing. Yeah. Because when I was first learning this, learning how to listen to my breathing, it was actually very challenging because I didn't necessarily know where to listen to my breathing. So, um, yeah, so it takes a little bit of a practice. I'm going to lead you through a very, very short practice. So, just to summarize, way number one is that um, way number one is that your breath can help you come out of any sticky situation, whatever that may be. Yeah, just find your breathing. It's there. Just look for it and resist the urge to try to change it. Way number two is that your breathing uh, is a reminder that we need to slow down. It's a reminder that we need balance. Okay. And number three, breathing, simple breath awareness is your way to learn meditation, your way to practice breath work without the overwhelm, without the frustration. Yeah. Just 1 minute, guys. One, two, or three, or five, whatever you can do. Yeah. So, again, I'm going to lead you through a very short practice. Before we get to that, I wanted to mention a course that we have coming up in the next few weeks, and it's all about learning the 8 limbs of yoga, so the 8 parts of the yoga practice. So it goes for 32 days long, and it is very easy to follow. And the purpose of it, again, is to teach you the things that these parts of the yoga practice that you're not necessarily learning at the yoga studio. So 32 days means one day you get a lesson on one of the parts or a sub part. And then the next day, you're going to get a nice, fun exercise for you to do so that you can actually learn how to apply it into your life. Okay. So, if you are interested in being on the wait list, you want to know when that's going to come out, we're going to share a link with you, either via email or on the description of this video. So make sure you leave your email there and get on the wait list so that you're the first to know. Yeah. And another thing, so Brenda, she's the other instructor who is co-teaching with me beyond the studio. She's going to be with you next week, teaching you all about meditation. So make sure that you put that in your calendar and definitely don't miss it. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat if you can, wherever you might be. If you can close your eyes, and Allow yourself to, again, bring your awareness inside. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to go through different areas of the body in order to observe the breath. So bring your awareness to your navel. So that's about 2 inches or so above the belly button. Yeah. And notice you're breathing there. So just in that spot. Notice your inhales. Notice the exhales. You might notice your belly rise as you breathe in. And come back as you breathe out. And now move your awareness to the center of your chest. You can either place your hand at the center of your chest if that makes it easier to notice. And then here again, you're noticing the inhales and exhales by noticing the rise and the fall of your chest. And now move your awareness to your throat. And here, it's going to be a little different. Keep your awareness at your throat, and what you're going to notice here is the feeling of the air as it goes through the throat. So, through the airway. So, you might notice a very slight constriction at the throat as the breath goes in and out. And now move your awareness to the nostrils. And again, so nothing is going to move here. You are going to feel the breath as it goes in and out through the nostrils. So the thing that you are concentrating on is the air coming in and out through the nostrils. Notice the feeling of the air as it goes in and out through the nostrils. And then when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open and just take your hands together at your heart. And now that you let yourself observe your breathing, we can now take a few deep breaths. So let's take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Again, inhale and exhale. Okay. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for logging in and joining me. I'm going to share the replay so that if you want to come back to it during your lunch or any time, it's yours to keep. And yeah, so be on the lookout for another email where we're going to invite you to another workshop just like this, where you're going to learn about meditation next week. Yeah, and again, make sure you also get your name on the wait list for that workshop that is coming in the next few weeks. Not workshop, the course is it's an online course. It's self-paced. And again, it goes for 32 days, and you will learn the 8 parts of the yoga practice and how to apply it to your daily life and to your yoga practice. Okay, namaste. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you next time, wherever and whenever that might be. Bye.